one. MDfashionco Podcast. We're making podcasts on podcast. Right now, we got a sales expert, Cav, on the line. We're going to talk about sales, so let's get to it. Cav, thank you for doing this.
What's up, Mr. MD Fashion Co. Guys, I am
Yes.
from South Africa in Johannesburg. Welcome to the show, guys.
Yes, indeed. We're going to talk about sales, and I'm really interested in sales because I think sales is incredibly important for every single person in the world. What do you think?
Yes, yes. So I've been in sales for like over 15 years from a child, so I got a lot of experience. So I can give you guys the knowledge that you all are looking for.
Yeah, absolutely. And just to on what I was saying, like I think you don't have to sell cars to benefit from knowing how to do sales, right? You can learn how to do sales when it comes to your relationships, right? If you have a kid, right? You can teach the kid how to you can sell the kid an idea, right, of, doing something that would benefit their life and things like that, right? And that's the benefit of learning sales. So this is learning sales is very important. So let's talk about. Would you agree with that? Firstly,
Look, for me, I'd like to say to the people that if you are beginner in sales, you need to start from scratch. You can't go and sell something difficult. You need to sell like a simple item, a day-to-day product, you know.
okay, that's very practical. So could you
You
give
can teach
some
people to.
practical advice, like set up a scenario that would be an easy product and then something to sell, like.
Okay, so every in every country or every person, they'll probably need like a toothbrush, a simple thing, toothbrush and toothpaste. So if you
Yeah.
have a product like a toothbrush and toothpaste that you can market, even if it's a fancy one or simple one, it's if you're beginning to start selling, you start with something small. You don't go and sell something that you won't be able to sell quick. So once you start selling that small item, you build on. Once you make profit, you build on to the next item. So you start selling something more um, expensive. You know, that's how you grow.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
So
yeah, it all yeah.
when I think of a salesman, I think of like a Lamborghini sales guy, like a guy that sells Lamborghinis. And when you're doing that, you can't that's really high stakes. And I think also you can't really be too
Yes.
excited, right? So if a really rich guy comes in and says, "I'll take that Lamborghini," you can't be like, "Yes, yes, oh my goodness,
Yeah.
yes." You can't. You just have to be like, "Okay, great. What color?"
You can't
All
even
right.
you can't even smile. You can't even smile when you're selling stuff because
Yeah.
then it shows shows
Yeah.
that you are overzealous.
Yeah, because the reality, and this is what we were going to get into to later. The reality is, in sales, you're trying. If you truly believe that you are going to help someone with the product you're selling them, it's not really sales. It's actually just a benefit, right? It's like I'm trying. If I really know this product is for you, then um, then I'm doing you a favor, right? And that's honestly to talk about MD Fashion Co. I know my art is so great. I know you're gonna love it. Like I know that to the core of my heart. And conviction, right, is really gonna sell it
Yes.
because it's not fake at all. If you
Yes.
have that true conviction in your product.
But remember, you are marketing yourself like you're artist, right? So sometimes it takes time for the person. Like you already got us with your subconscious style. You have a you target the subconscious, so people remember you long term. And then like if they don't see you live, then they're like, "Where's this guy?" You know. Then they reach out to you, something like that. And with me, I think I go for a quick the quick sale. You try to go for a quick sale, but sometimes you have to be patient. You know, in
Right.
your
So
case, sometimes you get your sale quick, or you have to be patient and wait for your stuff to retrend or something. You know, it's different for everybody.
sorry, you have to wait for what? Sorry?
Sorry,
You have to wait for what you
sometimes
said?
sometimes you have to wait for like people to remember you. You understand?
Yeah, right. I mean, So for me, I'm just explaining because I picked the product, right? Well, I didn't really pick it. I just had these masterpieces. I thought they were great, and I knew that there are people in the world that want to see this, right? So I just had to go
Yeah.
and find them, right? And I guess that's the same
Yes.
with every product, right? So of the things you were selling, right? Could you give some
Okay.
examples like of where a quick sale like made sense, right? Or a time that you had to be patient? Because I don't really understand that. Like a quick sale, I don't really get that. Can you add some color to that?
So basically, I sell different products. So a quick sale would be like paint or like a car radio, like a day-to-day product.
Hmm.
Yes, yes, yes. So I think even your least expensive product would be a sale. So basically, if you have a fan, so basically now you're gonna be selling to your fans. You're either selling them music, a CD, or hat or something. So a quick sale would be a hat. So that would be like maybe 20 Australian dollars, something like that. Do you
Like
agree?
I'm not here to get into a business model. I mean, I don't sell clothes anymore. So like
Okay.
yeah, I if you don't want to talk about like what you want to what you want to like give an example of a quick sale, then it's fine. Like we can just move on.
Okay, cool, cool,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. So we think sales is an important skill for everyone. What about sales books? Do you ever read any sales books or look at any training online?
Honestly, I pick up trends. I watch TikTok nowadays. Books I haven't read in a while. So I'll like what I watch is I mean listen to is like podcasts or like I watch successful people in my country, learn from them a bit, look at their strategies and internalize their strategies and try to implement in my business where I can.
Hmm. Yeah,
So, but sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And then sometimes you get things coming to you and then that just works and it hits like a home run.
mm. Yeah. I think
Yeah.
based on my experience, let me know what you think about this. I think one of the best
Okay.
ways to sell, firstly, is conviction. You can override almost every other sales thing if you truly believe that the product you have is gonna help the person, right? That you can pretty much because you're not coming across as desperate, right? But
Okay.
I think, yeah, I think another thing that you could do, and let me know what you think about this, is being emotionally resonant with someone really helps, right? So before selling, get some emotional,
Yeah.
get some how do you say it? How would you say that?
Like just have a something to I would say like just like a common understanding basically.
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. And that's, it
Because
could be as simple as you walk up and say, "Hey, the weather's horrible today." Right?
yes, yes, something like that. Yes, you tell them what's your favorite soccer team or yeah, something like that.
Or did you see the game? Right? Yeah, something like that.
Yes,
And yeah,
yes, yes.
cuz we buy
So
from people
basically,
that we like. Yeah.
not exactly. That is not 100% true. Sometimes uh people can convince you, even if you don't like it. Because sometimes, because of race issues we have in our countries, there's been a clash between certain races, and then what happens is they may not like you, but how you present your product or how you talk is that's what wins the sale.
Wow. Well, I mean, that's the
Yeah.
power of a product, right? So it can it can overcome like a prejudice that someone might have with a certain race, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
And
And in our country, that's a big thing. You have to overcome a lot of barrier, like mental barriers. So it's not real stuff. It's mental barriers that everyone is carrying because they pre-program it into you. So you need to
mm,
break that barriers, and then you need to learn how to sell. And at the same time, you need to know after you sell the product, you need to know how to keep the customer for long term.
so if you're going into a sale with someone that already has a preconceived notion about your race or something like
Yeah.
that, you're already playing on hard mode.
Yes. And then also sometimes customers are very rude, in retail. They compared, okay, actually any scenario, getting a customer is difficult and keeping it is also difficult.
Yep.
So yeah, it's a constant process. But once you have the hang of it and you grow and you are making money, the money does the work for you eventually. So then you don't need to put in that much effort.
Yeah.
So the
What do you
goal is
mean the
to
money does the effort? What do you mean by that?
so basically, um, the money is the main. It just keeps on growing your business. So the more you have, more money you have, the more you can attract.
Right, right. Well, that seems more business
Yeah, it
than sales,
multiplies.
right?
Sorry.
That seems more like a business theory.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, so when you go into a situation with someone that already has a preconceived notion against you, right, based on race, how would you go about breaking down that? Would you, because that's actually a really tough
It,
thing to do, right?
it won't it be only a race. In your case, I remember you had a problem with a lot of people just didn't like you because how you carried yourself, and maybe it was just something they didn't like about you. So the best way to get rid of that is to just like continue showing the people that that's not who you really are. You know,
Hmm.
show them like, look here, I am not that person that you see on TikTok. I'm a much more generous person, and I like to help a lot of people. You understand? So yeah, sometimes because it's online and if your persona is a bit not good, then you lose a lot of customers also. From experience,
Or no,
I also
yeah, sorry to interrupt, but I think if in my specific situation, having more people that hated me was not necessarily a bad thing because the people that hated would see my art and then end up loving it. They walked through the door with the hate, and then the product convinced them that they loved it. So that was not necessarily a
no, but
bad thing. I think
but,
you and
but
I had to approach this differently.
yeah. No, you just have to learn from your mistakes. Learn from the ones that are hating you, because obviously they're trying to tell you something.
No,
There's
no,
something
I
that you're
disagree.
not
I
seeing.
strongly disagree. I strongly disagree. I have to push back here. I'm
So,
not trying to. I'm not fold. I never folded down to someone who hated me. Right? I would just say like, you hate me. Go see the art, and then when you see the art, that will convince you. So I'll give a perfect example. Say I'm trying to sell a burger to you, right? But you hate me. You
okay.
hate me, but I'm trying to sell you this burger. I say, okay, hate me, taste the burger. And then they taste the burger and they go, wow, this burger's great. And I say, you can think whatever you want about me, but you cannot dispute that the burger is great. Replace the burger with my
True.
masterpiece
Okay.
artworks. That is me.
Yeah.
So I think this strategy that you said I have to be like I should, show people how generous I am, how much of a good person I am. I think I just say
Look,
that's irrelevant. The product speaks for itself.
yeah. And but are you getting consistent people, like your people long term? Do you have long term supporters?
Do I have long-term
Like three
supporters?
3 years. You see, I don't know if you were saying it or someone else is saying, you need your people to sell it for you. So basically, that's how you spread the word.
Yes. Yes. What you have said is true.
Basically, like if you're like Michael Jackson and then you go to his concerts and then you tell your friends about Michael, it just grows like that.
Yes.
I don't know if that works.
Well, it obviously works with
Yeah.
me because I have masterpiece artworks, and every single person that sees them will probably tell someone else about it. And then, so
True.
absolutely there is organic growth when it comes to MD Fashion Co. art. Are we here to talk about MD
Yeah.
Fashion Co. art, though?
No, we're not. We have to just help the people with gain sales and
Exactly,
learn more
exactly.
about. Okay.
And you know what's going to really help the people? Let's talk about rejection. Should you
Yeah,
care about
rejection.
rejection in sales?
yes, sometimes you have to care because sometimes, look, rejection just means you're not trying hard enough, and that's just the universe or the law of the universe is telling you maybe you need to push harder again. Because sometimes you can get the sale and then you win the sale, you make the money and then you're content. So when you lose, you're gaining more basically. So you're more hungrier to win the next
Mm,
sale or the third, second, third, fourth, sixth, and onwards.
yeah. Yeah, having the hunger. That's what I say. So like but
Yes.
you need to have the hunger without being desperate, right? So how do you not come across as desperate when you're selling something?
Um, how would you do that now?
I'll
And
tell you
honestly,
how I would do it.
things. Yeah, how would you do that?
You need to have complete conviction in the product, right? When I tell my friends to watch a great movie, I don't that
Okay.
doesn't sound desperate. That is just me saying you have to see this. It's so good. You see what I'm saying? Right? So
Yeah.
so
Yes.
conviction in the product is where it starts. I believe.
That's very powerful because a lot of people don't trust in their products and then they go
Yes.
out there and try to sell and it doesn't work out. It doesn't work out and they give
Yes.
up. So I feel like that's a very strong point. You have to trust your product, you have to trust yourself and then you won. You won the sale.
It is the best sales tactic because you're not really selling, you're helping. And when you frame
Yeah,
sales as helping, right? Then it changes the mentality. You don't become a shark. You become someone who's just connecting two people. I'm connecting you with
true.
something. Yeah, and that kind of good deed is ultimately, I think, positive in the world, you know?
Yes, yes. It's a good
Um
quality for everybody who is selling. Like they need to be like know what they have firstly, and then secondly know how to use it, and also give the person the best experience when they use it.
yeah.
Explain to them how to use it in the best way. Yeah.
Yeah, what's your favorite sales movie?
What's my favorite sale? There's an Indian movie that where this guy was selling like shoes
Okay.
um to people. Yeah, it was called Padmash Company.
Okay.
So yeah, that was a good movie that I watched. Basically, this guy he goes to USA to make money with a group of friends, and then they buy shoes, Nike shoes, at an affordable price, and then they sell it quickly, and they make a fortune eventually, and then they spend it all again, and then it's like a ongoing process. You have to take your time with sales. Basically, you don't get rich quick. When you get rich quick, you lose everything again quick.
Mm. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think my favorite sales movie is Glengarry Glen Ross. I don't know if you know it. It's about real estate agents in New York City in the 1970s.
Glenn Ross.
Yeah, and it has a scene in it where Alec Baldwin says always be closing. Always be closing. So he's saying like in sales you always
So
need to be
yeah,
closing, right? You know what
yes,
was
yes, you have to get the
Yeah. And I really like when I go to like different countries, like Southeast Asian countries, I love to go to like tech malls and malls and things like that where I can negotiate cuz I think it's really fun. It's really fun to like go and just say like, yeah, I think that's
yes.
really fun. Yeah. Do you do that a lot in
So
your country?
look, I got my I got my suppliers for products. So, like 2 3 times a week I go and do buying, and I'm used to it now, and I like to go buy new items, like something that appeals to me. So obviously I know if it appeals to me, I get that emotion to give it out back to the people,
Mm.
make them enjoy the product. Yeah. So
Yeah.
basically, like recently, I've been buying the perfumes. I'm testing this perfume. I'm using it on my lives. And people are watching me. Eventually, they're gonna ask me, "Yo, send me one,"
Mm.
and then I'll charge you for it, and then I'll courier it to them. You know.
There you go,
I wanna
guys. There you
ask
go.
you a question.
Yeah, what's up?
I would like to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Do you have any problems? selling online where people don't trust you with selling the product to people think like sometimes you're scamming them or what? Did you ever have that issue?
Do I ever have a problem that that I am scamming people? No, I don't,
Yes.
because I don't sell physical products. I haven't sold physical products in a few years. I stopped selling physical
Yeah.
products ages ago. So I guess the only
Yeah.
time people think that I'm scamming is when this is very stupid, but when I ask them to Google MD Fashion Co. and they Google and say, I don't want to click any links because it could be a virus.
Yeah.
That's very
Oh,
stupid
okay.
because they go
Yeah.
youtube.com, that must be a virus. Okay, that is the only time. That is so ridiculous in my mind. But
Yes.
anyway, yeah. So no, I don't get worried about it. Why do you have an issue with that?
So yeah, in my country, I think 80% or 70% of people think that buying from Facebook or TikTok is a scam because there's so many people that are scamming. There's a
Mm,
lot of people you'll pay them the money and then they don't get their products. But for
mm.
me, I feel like it's just the extra. You need to go extra length with your business. If you want to be successful, you need to have all these problems. Like I said, we have mental problems that we need to overcome, and that's one of the biggest ones in my field with online sales. People
Mm.
will not give you money unless they see the product because of the education of people. Not a lot of people are educated about online. You see,
Right,
in my
right. But
country.
I think that this is the reason we have like products. We have websites like Etsy, right? So Etsy allows you to
Yeah.
sell like, and you can be
So,
pretty
so
confident that you'll get the product from there.
People want to know the person like personally, basically, before they buy. They won't just buy from MD Fashion Co. if they don't know him or they don't trust him or they haven't seen him. Is he has a shop? You see, he has to. People are more used to seeing shops like retail shops, then they'll only buy. Or if it's a big name, like we
Yeah,
got Take
yeah,
a
or
Lot,
Amazon.
yeah, Amazon, Take a Lot, all those big companies. But they're also losing out on business because a lot of people, like I said, a lot of people still don't trust online even though they're a big name. They won't just buy online. They'll think most 80% or 60 to 80% think that it's scam.
Okay.
Anything to do with online is a scam basically because they have your information. They think they
Where's
can
your
take your
evidence of
money.
that? Where's your evidence of that? 80%? Like, is that just a, I just don't agree with that, right? Amazon's one of the
So
biggest
in my
companies in the world. They didn't get there from 80% of people believing that they're a scam.
I know I know in the world, yeah, but in our country they're not educated about this stuff. They, Amazon only came in like this year, I think.
Okay.
You understand? So
Yeah, I
yeah,
understand.
so people don't know about online. Majority because we're like a backwards country or a third world country. People still think hey, anything to do with online is a scam. Anything they'll
Hmm.
stigmatize you.
Yeah. Okay. So that's interesting. That's an interesting thing in sales, that you have to have social proof, right? And that's why a lot of
Yeah.
people, they spend a lot of money on their storefronts, right? Because yeah, you need to have that social proof of selling and stuff, which is tough.
So
Yeah, but it's a part of humanity.
yes. Yeah, so far the more you can okay, I'll give you an example. With any industry, the more you can break into it and try to put your foot in the door, the more successful you can go. It's basically the more effort you put in what you're doing, the outcome is gonna be even greater. So, like I said, you asked me on a live. You said it's what's the most what's the good thing that you what did you ask me? I'm not getting the wording right. What are you the best at? I told you I'm the best at waking up. So that simple thing that I do, waking up, going to I on the light, I brush my teeth. That's all the starts. It's the steps that lead me to my success, you see, in the day. If we do not accomplish our main morning routines, we don't finish off the day well, you know. You don't accomplish all your goals. So it's not
I,
about your talents, it's about your motives and your dedication. You understand what I'm saying, guys?
I understand exactly what you're saying. And that's why
Yeah.
not that I'm a life coach, right? I'm not a life coach, but I think it's very
Yeah.
important to start your day by making your bed. Because if you do this first thing to set your life in order,
True.
you're going to gain
True.
momentum there, right? If you start your day
Yes.
avoiding a simple task, then you're telling
Simple task.
yourself you can avoid
Yes.
everything else.
Yes, that's so true. That's so true. And I'm guilty of that myself. Very
Really, you
guilty
don't
of
make
it.
your bed?
Yeah, because it's a hard task for me because of I'm always on my phone. So
Wow.
you tend to get the easy stuff, you know.
Yeah, yeah. You
And
know,
plus,
honestly,
I'm being honest here, guys. I grew up in the Indian home, and everything is done for you. So you become very very complacent and lazy. You know, even though it's something you don't choose. It just happens. You know, you become so lazy. So yeah,
yeah,
that's what happened with me.
yeah, that's so interesting. I have a
I want
friend
I want to give
he was my
I want to
friend.
give the
He said the
people.
same thing.
Sorry,
He said the
sorry.
exact same thing. He said when he was from Bangladesh, and I know that's not India, right?
Yeah,
But but yeah, he said when he was there, he had servants and they did everything for him, right? So when he comes
sure.
over here, he's just like, I don't really wash my clothes. I know it sounds crazy, but he doesn't wash his clothes. He doesn't, clean because it's
Yeah,
just not something he's ever done. So, which is crazy.
true, true.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like I said, it took me a while to get that certain things right, and I'm still not entirely perfect. You know, I'm still getting there with my
Okay.
business or my general activities for the day.
So
So
basically,
eventually,
yeah.
I think once you get over all that, guys, and then you become successful. Because, like I said, it's small steps, not big steps. Big steps is disaster.
Indeed. Yeah, so basically the moral of this podcast is to make your bed. There you go. Make your bed. Can we agree
Simple,
on that?
simple. Start with making your bed. Yes, no, I
Make
agree. I
your
agree.
bed. If your bed is not made right now, you
I
better go
literally,
make that
I
right
literally,
now.
I literally need to make my bed now.
You
Hopefully,
better do that
hopefully,
right now.
hopefully, after I make my bed, I get a sale. I'll hold that for the end.
I think that you're a lot closer to getting a sale from doing that. So, thank you for
Yeah.
the podcast. I think that's good, Cav. Thank you for doing this.
Yes. Thanks a lot, MD Fashion Co.
All
And
right. I am going to
let's
post
do
this
this
very
again.
soon. Let's do it again. We're going to do it again. If I have another
Cool.
salesperson on, maybe I can bring you on with him.
That would be cool. Yes. All right, guys. Take care. Let's camp out Elite Hardware Online.
Yeah, guys,
Thanks,
he's going to
guys.
be tagged. He's going to be tagged in the YouTube title, right? The tag is going to be in the YouTube title. All right.
Yeah.
We out right now.
Okay. Take care, man.
Thank you.